couple months ago, I took in 2 new rescues that I haven't shown you guys. Come on. In order to get to the 2 rescues, we need to come through here. Now, they're not being housed in this enclosure, but in here, we have my 2 lovely Savannah monitors, Rex and Rexy. Savannah monitors are pretty common pets, but unfortunately, they're not very commonly bred in captivity. So I'm hoping with these 2 to be able to produce some captive bred babies. That way we could help lighten the load on the amount of imports that are coming in from the wild. So their enclosure is almost done. I do want to add some plants here. I'm thinking some nice bushes. And of course, I need to add a better lock because right now I'm just using a little, what is this called? A bungee cord? I don't know what this is called. But this is what's locking it in place so that when I'm in the other enclosures, we don't have any problems. Speaking of the other enclosures, we're finally here. The enclosure where the new rescues are. Oh, no way, bro. No way.
They're right here.
Oh, they just look so similar. I need to show you their enclosures before I feed and play with these cute little monkeys. Whoa, wait a minute. These aren't monkeys. These are prosimians. Not Pomeranians, prosimians. They're also primates, but they're not monkeys. Right, Oscar? Read that for me. Read it for the audience. Oh, no, don't eat it. Don't get mad at me, that's not food. This is the enclosure I've been keeping these guys in so far for the past couple of months. This is where they like to sleep, their little hides. So obviously we're going to be taking all of their things. They are very protective of their things, especially the female. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that later on. But the main things that we want to take is this hide right here and those chairs. Other than that, it's going to be a bunch of new branches for them. The one thing I don't like about how this enclosure is set up is the way that these branches just go right into the wall. So every time I see the lemurs run out, they'll run out this way, go this way, and run into the wall and then just turn back. So I kind of want to make it go more in a circular motion so that they never really have to stop and turn around. Here are the babies. This is Lila right here. What's up, girl? And that's Oscar over there. Come on, buddy. What's up, buddy? How you doing? You excited to see me? This is going to be their new enclosure. They were just playing around a little bit while I was doing the little skit with the lemur and showing you guys the old one. Like I said, this is their little home right here. They're very protective over this little barrel. Whenever they get scared or just if there's a loud noise, the first place that they run off into is this barrel right here. So it's very important to the lemurs, especially this girl right here, because in lemurs, the females are the dominant ones. So she's the one that defends her territory and defends all her things. She's very friendly with me, but at first, when I first got her, she did not like me touching her barrel or touching any of her things. This might change, but the reason why I decided to use sand in the bottom is because of all their poop. This is just gonna be a lot better if the poop just mixes in here. It's just gonna disappear into the sand.
What are you doing?
There we go. Their home is in place. I honestly would have liked it a little bit higher, but I don't think they're gonna mind. This is gonna be a lot better for them because it's gonna be stable. When the barrel was hanging from the roof off of these cords, it would just be swinging all the time, and I didn't really like that. So I think they're gonna be a lot happier and more comfortable inside of this barrel since it does not move. Lila, I'm trying to put this in its place. What are you doing? Now, luckily these lemurs don't really weigh a lot, so I can just lift the bars around even if they're on it. Since I put their little cave here, I'm thinking the best way to put this branch will be just like that right over it. This piece I'm just gonna put right here. I want to put one big piece to go across like this. And now, don't touch. It's not ready. I said don't touch! You think you own the place? Oi, crazy girl. Saw that? She's trying to be a little feisty monkey. Uh-oh. Oof. Scary. You gonna jump over there, girl? Come, Lila. Lila, come before that falls on you. I told you. Acting all tough and then you run when it falls. We're gonna be getting these 2 little guys' favorite furniture in here. They're 2 little chairs. They actually love sitting on this. Hey. I first got these 2. Whenever I touched those chairs, Lila would just jump me immediately. Wherever I was, wherever she was. If she saw me, it was on sight. She would run across the enclosure and she'll try and attack my face. She would scratch up on the back of my neck, my ears, my hands would be all scratched up. But now she doesn't care. She lets me touch all her stuff. I could touch her. I could touch Oscar. I could touch all of them, right? Right, Lila? Yeah, it's a good girl. It's a very good girl.
3 days later.
I have some delicious treats for the iguanas and the lemurs. Let's go ahead and give it to them, as well as introduce them to their new toys and their new friends. Let's start off with the rhino iguanas, and these guys are at the door waiting because they know I'm coming, with a nice plate of papaya for them. In the last video, this beautiful girl and this beautiful girl over here laid some eggs, and I had to expand their nesting grounds because this little lady over here was getting a little bit aggressive, not wanting to share any of the nesting grounds with the other female. Let's go ahead and, well, she's just gonna go ahead and feed herself, I guess. Let me take these two because these are for the other two iguanas. Here you go, Dino. These guys love all their fruits, mangoes, papaya, banana, anything you throw at them, they'll love, especially if it's bright red or orange. There you go, buddy. Of course, I'm gonna be feeding them more papaya, but we are gonna be moving on to the lemurs since they are the star of the show. So let's just feed this little upside down lady right here, and then we'll move on to the lemurs. Oh, it looks like she needs she needed a little bit of assistance there. Let's go ahead and put her down. And here we go. Let's go ahead and feed her off the piece. Now she's a little bit more comfortable. Dino's over here licking up the plate, but it's time to go feed the lemurs. What's up? I know you guys are ready to try this out. I don't know if they've ever had papaya, but this is definitely the first time they have it with me. There you go. Oscar, why don't you grab it with your hands so I could give one to Lila too, huh? Now you just want to be lazy. Oscar, it'd be cool if you used your hands like Lila. You can see an educated, sophisticated lemur. That's exactly why you gotta use your hands. You're gonna get mulch all over it. But Lila knows what she's doing. Look at her. We're not gonna give too many pieces to the lemurs. We're just gonna go ahead and give 2 pieces to each of them. And the rest will be for the iguanas and other reptiles here at Shadows Reptiles. It looks like these two are absolutely loving the papaya. This is good to know because my grandfather does have a few trees that we could always offer them some extra treats throughout the week. I love having a varied diet for my animals, and growing their food makes that a whole lot easier. If you're wanting to grow some food for your animals, maybe your iguanas or your tortoises, make sure you head over to shadowsreptiles.com so you can see what we have available for your pets. Oh, Oscar's a little thief. It's okay, girl. Here, you could have one more piece. The lemurs have been in this enclosure now for a couple of days. And of course, I've been watching these two, and there's only one thing I don't like about this enclosure. The one thing I don't like is this right here. You can see there's some sand inside of their tear duct, and I definitely don't like that. Very quickly changed the substrate back to cypress mulch. You can see now they don't have anything inside of their tear ducts. Right, buddy? Of course, I did put a roof for them so they don't get wet. And this is all extra tarp, so in the winter I'll be able to let it hang over this side and put a lamp in here to heat these guys up so that they're nice and warm when it's a cold night. I made them a little window so that we could see inside and be able to give them snacks. I've also noticed they're a lot more calm. I don't know if it's because it's a smaller enclosure or if maybe they just feel more comfortable with a bigger window that they get to see more of the yard and more of their surroundings. I used it exactly how I planned on them using it, jumping around in a circle and continuously going around the enclosure. Because like I mentioned with the previous enclosure, branches just go right into the wall, pretty much in every way better than the old one. Even though it is a little bit smaller, I feel like these guys are enjoying it a lot more than the previous enclosure. These two are a little bit excited. As you can see, Oscar's trying to get his hands on what's going on up here. We did get them a new toy, which is that little box right there. I'll talk about that in a second. But here I got him some new blanket as well as a new friend that clearly they want to take away right away. You guys like your stuffed animals, huh? I'm gonna go ahead and give them a couple more to keep inside of their barrel. And same thing with the blanket. Hopefully it's just gonna make it a little bit more comfortable for them to sleep in. They do like to snuggle up with each other and with their toys, so I like to make sure they have a lot of soft things around. You guys are liking your toys? Have a lot now, so I'm probably gonna take the other two and wash them up for you guys. Is that cool? And here's Lila going into her barrel to see what I put in there. She's like, okay. I don't mind this. You could come in here more often. All the toys that we get, they do like to play with. This is just some little kid toys that we got them at Goodwill. They just take it out. They'll chew on it a little bit. They throw it around and then just leave it on the ground. I just come in here, collect it, and put it all back in here, and they repeat. That's gonna be pretty much it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed Oscar and Lila and their new enclosure. If you guys did, make sure you leave a like. If you didn't, leave a comment with some future suggestions. Make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss out on Lila, Oscar, and all the other animals that we have here at Shadows Reptiles.